Horsemanship. I'm Greta Cummings.
And I'm Sheri Dill-Billings. And today we're going to do a 10-minute horsemanship.
Yeah, just one of those quick little things that makes a big impact on working with your horse. And it's something that if you don't have a full hour or something to ride, but you have a few minutes to spend with your horse, this is something that you could do.
So I noticed back here with Esther that she's not tied up.
No.
She's just standing there, relaxing, taking a nap. She goes, oh, I'm on film again. So this is something that you do every single time you saddle or work with a green horse even, is get them to stand ground tied.
Yes, I use ground tying a lot for my horse to let me know where they're at mentally. That is a huge thing, is for them to tell me where they are mentally. And let me tell you, not everything starts like this at all. And this has taken years to get to, but it's something I do with all of our horses, all of our training horses, our farm horses. Some are better than others, depending on how much they get used. But
so how would you start? Let's say if she just came in for training. How would you start to do this process?
If she just came in for training, I would bring her out. Let me pick up my rope quick. Thank you for getting out of the way.
So then notice that she picked up the rope from the ground. That is key.
That is, because this is my end of the rope. If I would go and grab right here, it might startle the horse. It might be too much movement in the face. All of that. That doesn't mean I can't grab here and hold and help her at some point in time, but to just pick up the rope, I'm going to pick it up on my end.
You're actually going to physically bend over and pick up your rope. So, some of the reason we go into this with our training is when we grab here, we're already communicating. So we should have a thought of what we want the horse to do. May it be forward, backward, or correction. So since she was standing so quietly, you wanted to keep her quiet.
Yes, I did. And she saw something outside the barn door that got her attention more than anything. She wasn't getting out of my way, but we like to think that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I can pick my rope up and I can get it managed however I need it. With a new horse, this was the question, with a new horse coming in, what do I do? Is I would bring them up, I'd leave them up here. This is kind of our grooming and tacking area. The tack room's right there. My grooming cart's right behind the camera there. And so I'd bring that horse up, and this horse I can just completely drop, and she knows she's tied. She's there until I tell her to go somewhere else. A new horse, though, I hang on to my end, but I drop the rest. So it mimics that ground tie. And then as I move around to do things, excuse you, that's rude. As I move around to do things, to get a brush, to get something in the tack room, any of that, I still have a hold of the horse. And a lot of times, and I just struggled this with a recent horse, and she learned really fast. It was really neat to see her mind change. But there was one day I couldn't even brush her because she was not having it with me at all, and you just keep picking her up and bringing her back and putting her back. And maybe you have to drive her a little bit if she gets a little insistent about, no, I don't want anything to do with what you're doing, and we just kind of drive those feet like a boss mare and put her back. But see, even notice there, I didn't have to grab her head and pull her back. I slid down my rope and she went, oh yeah, mom's over here.
Yep. So every movement we do is a communication to our horse. So if she was totally had the rope on the ground, then it is important that if she's standing quietly and her feet aren't moving, we want her to feel comfortable doing that. So her just grabbing the end of the rope and not at the head let her know that she is fine. She can stand still.
Because they can feel the vibrations in the rope. They can feel the movement of the rope as I pick up. You can see that how it's not coming off the ground. You can't see that, but there's movement in the rope. They can feel that, because remember, they can feel a fly landing on their hair, and they can wiggle it off. And so we don't have to make big movements. Unless the horse is making big movements, we don't need to make big movements. We always start with a subtle movement, and so we get a response with the least amount of pressure possible.
This is another reason why I like our training ropes. Our training ropes are around 13 and a half to 14 foot long, and we can drop them, still hang on to the end, and move around our horse. May it be saddling, working their feet, whatever it is, and we're not pulling on their head.
That's exactly right. And these are great. You can get all the way to the tail end of the horse. We can even get around the tail end of the horse, as that comes in more advanced horsemanship type stuff. But it gives us free movement without having to pull on the horse, but still having contact with the horse. I have contact with my horse right now, even though the rope is laying on the ground. I have contact with my horse if she would need me to save her life. So I hope you find this tip helpful, and it's something you want to take to heart and try with your horse to see where they are mentally with you. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you.
And the horses you ride
From our barn to yours.